Hello, hello! Welcome everyone to another wonderful live streaming about Thunderbird, the first live streaming, Thunderbird live streaming of 2021. Hopefully this year is gonna be better than last year, or even worse. I don't know what's gonna happen, but welcome everyone. This is exciting. How did you like that intro? That super slick, awesome 8-bit intro. I forgot to put the name of the artist of that song in the description below, but I will put it right below at the end of this video. So apologies if you're the artist and that's your song, but I'm sure she's not listening or watching this live streaming. But hey, how was the intro? It was pretty happy about the results. Oh, this camera, it's weird. I don't know if you followed my channel through these holiday season, but I got a new computer and I redid my whole setup from scratch. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if my new computer can handle this, especially because I switched from NVIDIA drivers, like from the NVIDIA graphics card to an AMD. So I'm using the actual CPU to do the live streaming because the NVENC drives are not available anymore. And it's not available or not compatible with AMD drivers. So I'm using full-on CPU to do the full live streaming and recording. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Lots of people already connecting here. Oh, that's great. So hello, Paxi Lexi. Hi, MD. That CPU is a monster. Yes, the 5950X. It's a beast. Currently sporting 60 degrees because I'm doing live streaming, recording. And yeah, 62 degrees. I think it's manageable. Hopefully I'm not gonna toast it. It's not gonna burn my CPU. But anyway, hello Mohammed. Hello, thank you so much for joining. Let's wait for another couple of minutes and then we're gonna jump right into a new episode of Thunderbird Live Hacking, where today we're gonna do something interesting. I don't know how far we'll be able to go, because it's quite tricky implementation that I want to do, but I want to give you an overview of a very interesting a section that I was itching to update and to fix for a long time. So finally I'm able to do it. I'm finally starting on it. Oh, hello Parsa. Oh, more people are coming. This is awesome. Let me grab a sip of coffee. Okay, should we do this? Let's do it. Let's start. So switch to the code. Okay, so what I want to work is straight up a very simple and basic implementation of, or improvements of, the attachment pane. The attachment pane, actually, let me show you the current situation of the attachment pane. Not much on the when you read the email, but when you compose the email, it's kind of like super weird the way it was set up. It's very old, it hasn't been touched in a very, very long time, but these compiled already. And once again, if you see something strange in the UI, it's because I'm on a 4K monitor with large text. So it feels a little bit weird. I'm very looking forward to the time where Linux distributions and all the desktop environments and all the application can properly handle 4K and fractional scaling, but it's happening. We're getting there. But anyway, little example. We have a very simple email with the attachment pane. The attachment pane has always been at the bottom of the email. When you click, you can click on the full bar. It gives you a full list of attachments. If you have multiple attachments, it gives you the overall megabytes file size of all your attachment. You have the interaction button to the right. When you open, you have the full list of attachments. This is a list that you can click and continue and check and whatever. And it's pretty straightforward. You have a bunch of different action. You can open and save, detach. You can do like open and save them all, or save just a single one, whatever you want to do. It's pretty straightforward. These it's okay. This works. Also, if you have multiple attachment, you can resize these and shrink the body so you can see all your attachments all at once. You're not limited to just one line, which is pretty good. The thing is, the problem with the attachment pane is the actual in the composition window. The composition window, I already removed this, so let me actually, because I have a temporary patch applied, so I was already working on this a little bit, but the current situation of the compose window when you handle attachments is very, very weird because we don't have the same paradigm of when you actually read a message. So let me show you. You open the compose window here, and first of all, the attach button is at the top right, and it's in the same toolbar, but it's pushed, it's forced to the right by a spacer that you can also potentially remove, and then has a very weird behavior because if you select an attachment, for example, I want to grab a picture, the featured image of this live streaming. I grab a picture, the attachment pane suddenly appears here to the right of the compose area, of the addressing area. And first problem, if you don't use your compose in full screen, if you have like a small window or a small screen, and if you have a very long name or whatever, you have multiple attachments here, these two panels are fighting for that space, which is already a very limited space. So not great, first of all. Then we have, you can collapse this, absolutely, but then we have this thing that we show when this is hilarious. When the when the panel is collapsed, you have this massive clip icon that you can just click and opens it. It's very weird. I've never seen anything like that in any other email client or any other application. And then the other problem is that if you have multiple attachments here, if you start attaching other things and it starts growing, I don't think maybe I can grab a couple of patches. Yeah, I can grab all these patches, open up. This is how you manage the list of your attachments, and it's pretty weird because you have to enlarge, you have to increase the height of the header in order to see the full list of attachments. That then makes the header look very, very weird because yeah, it's all the same element, the same components, and then you have, of course, all your actions and things, and then yeah, it's not great. Not a great solution. So the proposal here, and I have a very, very nice proposal, I hope these card changes, is to do these. If we go in the attachment pane, yeah, refactor and improve the attachment pane here. This is the proposal. First of all, remove it from the top because we don't have anything in there. Like in this area, in the main toolbar, we shouldn't have the same thing that we have at the bottom when we read the message. We should keep as much consistency as possible in the overall UI. So since the message compose visually emulates the message read, like when you read a message, you have your header area, your compose area, and then your attachment at the bottom. Why don't we put the attachments at the bottom? This is just an example. I don't know if it's gonna be there, the button, or to the left, but you can have your attachments at the bottom here, and then if you upload some attachment, you have this situation here. You have, like we have in the reading part, you have the full list of how many attachments are attached into your message, the preview of how much file size it is in total, and it stays like that. You can also, we want to implement the same paradigm. So if you click on this bar, if you click on the chevron, it opens up and it shows all the attachments. All the attachments will be shown with a better representation, like a better UI here, more space for the title, a better organization for the file size, easier selection, and easier, like more space in general. We will have more space to have more attachments. The attachment pane, if we have a lot of attachment, if you are a crazy person that, I don't know, shares 55 or hundreds attachments all at once in one email, you can drag and drop and open and increase the size of this without affecting the header area. You're gonna just affect the body, but the body has a scrollable iframe editor, so it's not gonna create any issues. And that's the overall approach. Pretty much, it's nothing like groundbreaking, nothing crazy. The only thing is that the UI is a little bit nicer because there's a little bit of a coat of paint on top of this to make it look more appealing instead of the Windows 95 approach that we have right now. But the overall paradigm is identical to what we have in the message view. So nothing groundbreaking, nothing actually visually breaking. Actually, it's better because you're used to expect always the attachments at the bottom. So why don't we have the attachments at the bottom also in the composition area? Why do we have to cramp it in the header container, which is already filled with a lot of interaction points, and why we have a vertical list instead of a horizontal that the users already know and expect? So yeah, this is what I want to work with you today. And as I said, I don't know how much we'll be able to do, but I guess I could potentially, since I have a lot of other bugs, I could potentially work on this implementation only during live streamings. I don't know how long it's going to take me. Probably I won't be able to do it, but we'll see. And as I said, I have temporary patch that I was already working on, the attachment pane. And what I did right now is very, very simple. First of all, I hid the attachment button, the attach button, in the compose message. So if I run right in the compose, you can see like there's no attach in the toolbar here. And one other thing, interesting thing is this is a customizable toolbar. So you can right click customize, you can put and remove all the things that you want. So the other issue here is that these attach button that was here, first of all, users can remove it right away, and maybe they have a custom solution and the attach button, it's gone entirely, which doesn't really make sense. Why would you remove the attachment button? Then yeah, it's weird, so we shouldn't allow that. And the other thing is that this header area is not accessible, is not part of the main focus area. Like if you tab, it goes through all the fields and then focuses on the message body. But then if you tab back, it just goes through all these elements here and then goes back to the message body. You see like the tab ring focus. So that button is only accessible with a specific keyboard shortcut. It's not part of the main focus of the body. So if a user is used to just tab to reach whatever position they want or they're interested to, it's not possible because being in the main toolbar is outside of the focus ring, which is very silly. So by putting it down here, we can resolve it. And the other very simple thing that I did was just implementing a splitter and a spacer. So now we have a resizable area, which is going to be the attachment area. So if we write our message here, whatever, blah, 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 then we resize, these will have a scrollable area, and these as well will have a scrollable area with our full-on attachment pane. So this is what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to apply the attachment button here in this area, and then the collapsible attachment list, exactly like we have in the front end here. So I'm gonna basically copy this code and put it there. Discard changes and close this. Okay, let's work on this, shall we? Okay, this is the message compose.xhtml, which is the file that we're dealing with. Can you read this? Is it just too small? You want me to increase the size? If I increase it like this, it's gonna be very hard for me to work. Let me know if it's big enough, this little thing. Let me grab a sip of coffee. Okay, so we got the attachment view. So first of all, I want to do something very, very simple and also something kind of silly. So the first thing, the problem with Thunderbird, like the source code of Thunderbird in general, is that it's has been used, has been touched for a very long time, has been updated by many, many people, and has been around for a lot of years. So you cannot simply, okay, I grab a section, I update it, or I change something, I delete something, and I refresh it with something new. It's not very easy to update because all those bits and pieces are connected throughout the entire source code. And we have a lot of tests in place that they assume that a button is there. They assume that a button is reachable with a specific shortcut. They assume that a clickable area is there. So whenever we change something, we're going to absolutely break all the things. So my usual approach when updating a section that is very old, especially the attachment pane of the compose area, it's pretty much like was implemented on the first version of Thunderbird. When touching something that is very old, I tend to never delete what I already have, but I tend to simply like copy paste what it's already been done and try to reformat it in a section, in the new section, the new way that I want. And then slowly through simple and very methodic iteration, I update the UI, I update the code to respect the new approach. And then after the new approach works entirely, I delete the old one. So never delete the old code right away. Get rid of the old code and just implement it. No. Just keep it as a reference and keep it there until everything is done, because yeah, it's gonna be awful otherwise. We got a couple of questions. Session. Oh, there's an Italian here. He writes, "I'm happy to see you. I thought you abandoned the channel." No, MG, I will never abandon the channel. I was on vacation and I'm tired and overwhelmed, and this year has been crazy. So whatever. Parsa asks, "What is the easiest way for download Thunderbird source code?" You go on developer.thunderbird.net. You go here, developer.thunderbird.net. You go here, and there's a handy dandy guide. Oh, getting started. What do you do? Oh, Mercurial version. How do you clone? Okay, HG, Mozilla Central. This is the source code. What's next? How to build Thunderbird. And that's the full documentation there. So it's very straightforward, very simple. It's a big source code. You need at least like 20 gigabytes of space in order to handle these things. Oh, MG, he's Spanish, but he's learning Italian. Geez, good for you, man. That's awesome. Your Italian is spotless. It's perfect. Okay, let's back to work. Hello, Hanas. Hello, everyone. What I was doing. Okay, yeah, as I said, don't delete the old code, because you're going to break a lot of things, especially because we have many tests that they cover the previous code. So the first thing that I want to do, I added the splitter, and I'm using these ID to style the splitter in order to give it the proper sizing and make it sort of like invisible and only the cursor changes. And also we have all these lightweight tree variation for the dark mode, so we can style the splitter also in dark mode. I already did a bunch of these things, so sorry you missed it, but I wanted to jumpstart this little thing. And then I created a VBox. VBox, this is an XUL element. XUL is basically a extended HTML version of custom elements that Mozilla used to use. There are a lot of elements that have been removed, but these type of elements are still there. Imagine like this VBox is like a div with a Flexbox class built into it. And using VBox is basically telling use these as a flex container with a vertical orientation. So all the elements are, it's basically if you set flex direction to column, so all the elements are stacked one on top of the other. And that's what we don't do, because we want one line to have the header, the clickable header with the attachment number, the file size, and then the attachment, the attach button. And then we want another container underneath, so stacked at the bottom with the list of all the attachments. So a rich list item, a rich list box, or whatever you need. So the first one, I'm gonna create an H box, because in this case is a horizontal div that I want to create. And in here, I'm gonna add the actual button. And the button, I hid the button already in my source code, so I can check what I did. HQDiff. I have it here, toolbar item, it's this one. Yes, is the button attach, which has a lot of things applied to it. Let me copy this, where is it? There you go. We have this custom toolbar button with the button attached that opens a menu pop-up, and we have all this crazy thing inside, so we can copy this code, brutally copy this code. It's fine, and we can keep it. This we are in XHTML. I tried like searching for an extension for VS Code for XHTML that like recognizes the formatting of comments in XHTML, but I couldn't. So this is commented out. This is a comment for XHTML. So I don't know why I couldn't find it, but kind of silly. But in here, let's do something very, very bad and just brutal. Let's brutally paste this toolbar button inside and then indent it properly so we know that we are part of this. This is the toolbar button. Yeah, there you go. So we have it here. This potentially should be already in the button. But one thing that we want to do, in the mockup, the attach button is to the right, and then the list of all the full attachments and whatever, like the file size and the chevron to open and close the thing, it's to the left. So the structure is very simple. We can have another HBox container here, which will encapsulate all our information. So we'll have the chevron, the list, the amount of attachments, the file size, and then we can use a spacer here to automatically fill up the entire space and push the attach button straight to the right. And this is brutal. It's very bad. We can do this with CSS if we want, but we have these elements. Just this is the first approach. And if you haven't figured it out, the way I code, I basically is a trial and error thing. And I like to have as much visual reference as possible as soon as I code. So I first code very dirty, like in a very dirty way. I just like code just to make it work, and then I slowly polish it. So I don't care much about finessing or making it right on the first run, because there are so many variables, especially with the source code. I prefer to just create the bare minimum, create an MVP, see if it works, and then you can polish it later. So it's easier instead of doing everything everything perfectly on the first run. It's kind of like madness a little bit. So we have this. Since we changed the XHTML, we need to rebuild the code a little bit. Let's see if the button appears. It should appear because we just applied it, or maybe I broke everything already. No, there you go. But of course, it doesn't work here. because we can analyze it. But here we have this bottom area, the attach button that is not getting pushed anywhere, and it's also not properly styled because it's one on top of the other. But we maintain everything. All the options that we had before are still there. And also this full area is resizable. So we can have another H box down here that has the full list of attachments if we want. And also this is collapsible. So we can implement later on, if we don't want to make it collapsible, we can prevent this, to be collapsible, but also we can have a quick shortcut or something to just click and close it, click and open it. Like if you don't have any attachments and you need more space in your body, you can just simply boom, collapse it, and then you can grab it back. We can have some highlights, something like similar to what we did here. For example, you see in the main area, if we collapse the folder pane, then if you go and roll over, so selected, you have this blue highlight that makes it obvious that there's something that you can grab and make it visible again, which is super cute. By the way, what do you think about this little cute indicator? It's super nice. I like it. But yeah, we have it there. Let's analyze why it's not properly pushing, and we can do it as a web page. So if you push Control-Shift-I, it opens the Developers Tool Inspector, because this is like a Firefox tab. We can open the right dialog and then change it here to go to the Messenger Compose.html and then select this area. There you go. I don't know if you can see properly here. Yeah. Okay, so we are analyzing this area. This is my H box here. Perfect. So if we have this H box, the first one, of course, is completely empty. The spacer, I think we need to put a flex of 1 for the spacer to work. Attributes, add attribute flex equal 1. Or maybe 999. I think we need something in there, but yeah, pretty straightforward here. This is an H box. This doesn't have enough space. Oh no, there you go. Sorry. It needed to, since I wasn't focused on the area, like it couldn't update the UI, but a flex 1 does the trick. A flex 1 basically grows. As I said, these H box, V box are basically fake flex box. Let me ban this guy. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. There was a guy that spamming in the chat, so I just blocked it and I reported. As I was saying, I put the flex 1, so it's just growing 100%, and I needed to focus on this page to make it work. So we have the barebone implementation here, which is beautiful, right? Do you like it? Yeah? No, I don't. No, me neither. So let's continue working here by first flex 1. And since we're basically trying to emulate 100% what we have in the main page, why don't we actually take a look at the main page, how it's structured, how it's built. And we could go on and on forever in trying to figure out where to find that page in the source code. But as I showed in another lesson or in another live streaming, this is very easy. Like if you're wondering where is this section coming from, like where it was built, how can I access it, the very simple thing that you can do, you can once again open the developers tool and then inspect this section like it was a web page, and you can check and see, oh, this is an H box that has the attachment bar ID. So you can simply copy this, go into the source code and search for attachment bar ID. You see, hey, it's here. The attachment view inc.xhtml, this file that it's used in both the message compose and the message windows when you open one, it's the file that we're interested into. So we see that we have an H-box with a line center, the context, whatever, and then we have a custom on-click. We toggle the attachment list, which is kind of the same thing. Then we have a button type of checkbox. This is the attachment toggle, so it's there. So we have the button, we have the attachment icons, the attachment count, the attachment name, and the attachment size. So we have this whole H-box that is basically the full attachment info, and we can definitely copy, but there are a bunch of things here that I don't really like, especially we're using here these old strings approach, and yeah. We need to use Fluent for this thing. Same thing. Oh, wow. Is a very valuable, so that attachment count doesn't take up more space than necessary, but still crops itself. So this is weird, in fact. Okay, great. Let's read a bunch of questions. Oh, a lot of annoying people in the chat today. What is happening? I guess it's 2021. It's showing its true colors. Okay. Parsa. Oh my God, thanks. You're very welcome. Francisco, what's the editor you're using? I'm using Visual Studio Code, VS Code. Short, nothing special. Sorry for the off topic, but are you thinking in doing the chat in the video tutorial plugins for WordPress? I'm not sure about that, MG. I started doing some Gutenberg tutorials, which are more complex and kind of like more modern, but I'll probably go back and do a standalone thing to do like a live chat implementation of WordPress. You approach TDD approach, or is it not possible on a project like this? It's weird, like TDD is test-driven development. So in Thunderbird, we have a lot of tests. Like pretty much, I'm not sure we have 100% test coverage, but we're very close to it. Every single section here, it's covered by tests. Let me see the source code here. We have the testing. We have Marionette, Modsmill. In the mail, we have also other tests here. There you go. We have the Marionette and Moki tests. And you see we have a million tests here to test every single aspect of this. We don't do strict test-driven development yet, because it's very complicated, especially for these type of implementation or this type of project being like multi-client, different operating systems, can run on a million different things. It's not like a website or a small application. It's a massive application, especially it's an application that has 1 million years old of source code. And also the tests that we do, they need specific elements. So usually the approach is update a section that we already have and it's covered by test. And once the section works and you implemented the update, run all the tests and fix the test to see what you broke and how to fix it. If we're building a completely new section from scratch, we tend to do I'm trying to do a more design-driven development. So by using the design and the mock-ups and using a sort of like user journey, we try to identify the sections that we need to work, and we write a list of this is what's going to happen. It needs to happen A, B, C, D, all in this list. And with that approach, we have both a guideline and workflow for both the implementation and the tests. But test-driven TDD is not fully on. I don't know if in the past was done, but it's kind of complicated to do it here. I mean, it's definitely possible, but we don't. So yeah. Oh, MG, thank you so much. £3. You know, MG, this is the first ever donation that I've ever got in a live streaming. You are the OMG MG. So I don't know. Does it make sense? £3. You're so nice. Oh my god. Thank you so much. You shouldn't have to. This is beautiful. How do? Thank you. I guess I have to do that live chat implementation for WordPress now. I'm stuck. But anyway, let's continue working. Let me grab a sip. Yeah. Never had a donation before in the chat. Okay. This is so nice. Thank you. Calvin, does it work for every game? Is it spam, right? Yeah. It's a silly... It's one of those things that I ask, what? And you answer, your mom, or stuff like that. No? Okay. Glad to be the first, hopefully not to be the last. Oh, we'll see. It's fine. I'm not here for donations or anything. I'm here because I enjoy talking about these silly things, even if I'm not that good. Anyway, let's continue coding because we have a lot of work to do. So this is kind of messy. I'm not sure if I like this. Attachment icon, attachment count. We have all these IDs. Oof. Okay. So first of all, and these HBox here, we have the spacer, and then the attachment view toolbox. What is it? Attachment view toolbox is the toolbar item attachment. Okay, this is the toolbar item. Why we're using a toolbar item here, I have no idea. For just a simple button, we have 2 buttons. Oh, because, okay, so we have multiple buttons here because we could have like save one, save all. So it changes dynamically. Ooh, strange implementation. But anyway, we have 2, and then we have another HBox with the attachment containers that has the rich list box. Okay, and this is what I'm interested in. So the thing that I want to do here first, let's do 999. No, we don't need to do it because the issue that these 999 comes from is that the fact that these button and HBox are 2 different elements. If both these elements were inside a single container, we could have container, spacer, another container. So everything works perfectly. But since we have a button, a container, a spacer, another container, the spacer needs to be a 999. But with one, it's fine. Like we don't need these. It's crazy. Oh, these here recognizes the comment. So I guess it's this file that it's weird because he has all these where they are. Yeah. All these if def for if it's no. If it's this is macOS or macOS, or if we have like OpenPGP, yeah, these one are strange, a strange bunch. So here, let's do this. First of all, we can write a comment. No, it recognizes the wrong comment, so we can write a comment here. Boop, boop. Yeah, and say attachment info. Let's write some attachments info. Let's write a list of all the things that we need. So in this section, we need the chevron toggle to open and close. No. Then we need the attachments counter. Okay. Then we need the attachments file size. And what else? I guess that's it. Because we don't need the name of the attachment, we just need 1 attachment, 2 attachment, 3 attachment. Okay, something like that, right? Okay. Then these HBox we want to put on a line center. This one as well, we want to give it. Actually, this should inherit the parent, but better safe than sorry. And this one, this has a spacer. Let's give it an extra space so it's more readable. We have the button here that we can indent properly and push. And then underneath this H box here, we can put the other H box, which is the attachments container, right? Class attachments container. We already have a class like that. Attachments container. Attachments list. Display flex, flex 1, overflow hidden. Okay. Guess it's good. We have it. I don't think these attachment list, I don't think it's gonna, yeah. These attachments container, I don't think it's gonna get styled because these attachments list is probably only part of the message attachment view, which is what we see in the, when we read the message and not when we compose. So we're gonna have like a custom style for the compose if we want, but I'm not sure. We'll see. For now, we just leave it like that. See how this is handled. Attachment view box. This is silly. This is so much. The attachments container, yes, and we have the rich list box. So what we can do, we can very straightforwardly add our rich list box here. So we have the button attach, which is here, and above we have, oops, let's go up. Yeah, the button attach. Okay. And then we have the menu. We have the toolbar. Conclude the toolbar. These, whew. Okay. Yeah, the sidebar box with the header. This file is massive. Yeah. Okay. Then messenger toolbox. We need to find the attachment thing, main recipient area. So we have the main recipient area. I think at the end of the main recipient area, we should have, because it's inside there. Yes. Okay. Oh, these, we're getting a lot of spam here in the chat. Report. Okay. Instagram follower terminal script. I'll just sub to you for no reason. Nobody's talking. I am talking. Codex. What I'm hacking right now. I am hacking on Thunderbird. Thunderbird. Yeah, thank you, Danny. Okay. Wow. Oh, sorry. I'm zoning out reading the chat. This is very, very stupid. Codex, if you don't stop, I'm going to ban you as well, please. Okay, what are we doing here? We are, okay, the attachment bucket, sizer, yay, mouse app. This is the full-on attachment, and we have a bunch of all these thing for the button and thing. I need the rich list box. There you go. This is the rich list box. Oh my god, there's a lot of things here. Okay, so I'm gonna copy these, and I'm going to put it inside here. Boom. Beautiful. See, coding is easy. It's just copy paste. Nothing crazy. Okay. What are we doing here? Okay. Before doing that, since we're using an ID, it's better to completely hide the other ID or the other section here, because we have the splitter. So this is so silly because I need to manually write this, but let's comment this whole section, the old bucket, because we're using IDs. I don't want anything to conflict. So let's attachment placeholder box. Yeah, let's just hide all this thing because we don't want any conflict on the reach list box here. So this should be fine. I'm sure I broke something, but this should be fine. This is my life. I code and I think maybe I'm breaking things, but this is not working. I'm sure this is not working or stuff like that. Okay, so compile. And an alarm just went off outside. Oh, this is a beautiful morning. 2021 is showing its true nature. Okay. Code compiled. Ooh. No breakage so far. Kinda. So if I expand this is not completely filled because it has a specific ID, right? Yes, this is not. Okay, but if I, do you want to give it a try? If I try to attach something, what happens? Oh, I think it's there. Oh, yes, it's attached. Okay, this needs to, this works. Look at that. This is perfect. I think we nailed it. I think this is the best implementation anyone has ever done, right? Okay, let me see what's going on here. I think it's just simple styling. Yeah, I think it's because we use the same ID. It's grabbing that bullshit styling that we had before. This thing, yeah, it's a min width, a width of 15. No. Let's remove these silly styling. Okay, appearance none, border top, border bottom, padding 1 pixel. Okay, class attachment bucket. And these should be HBox containers. So this one should have a flex one, I think. Mogs orient box vertical. Oh no, orient vertical. No, just orient whatever we want. Attachment bucket. Okay, so we need to update the attachment bucket. Oh god. So many class. Okay, this one. Okay, we don't want min width, min height. We don't need this. The padding, same color, border top, border bottom. Let's leave it like that for now. Attachment item. We don't want a vertical orientations to this. So orient vertical. Okay. Select type multiple. Flex one, it's okay. Height 0. See if it does something. Height 0. Does height 0 do something? Oh, there you go. Okay. We got this. And then one simple thing that we can do. See, this is beautiful. It's working perfectly. We nailed it. This is the pinnacle of my code. We can take a look of what is the orient horizontal selection multiple flex 1 ID attachment list. Okay, let's do orient horizontal to here. Horizontal the screen attachment bucket, disable time multiple flex 1 height 0. Let's remove list box. I don't think flex 1 roll list box item content attachments container. These attachment container, we need this class here. The attachment container, yes, there you go. So we need these in our message compose. These we don't need the orientation vertical because we don't have it anymore, but the attachments container is there. Then the attachment list. We have some styling for the attachment list. I think so in the message header. Ooh, why we have in the message header? Background color field text. This is the thing that we were missing. And we have a border top, border, so yeah, it's okay. But since we have this one is the attachment bucket. Let's give it a background color field and text field. So it should inherit that. Okay? Boom. Okay. Oh, we have 81 people watching. Hello. Like, write something in the chat. Say hi. 85 people concurrently watching. Wow. It's insane. Like, what's happening? Everyone is interested in checking my shitty coding. Okay, so we have the attachment bucket here. Of course, these will need to be collapsed at the beginning because we don't want to show it, and these has to grow as well. So if we attach these three things, this is gonna be in line, but then has to grow because it's the container. So we need to have a flex box type of thingy. Think so. We'll see. Let's see what's happening here in this horrible source code, which is what I'm writing. It's not that the existing source code is horrible. It's me. It's absolutely me. Okay, to display flex, flex one. Okay, this one, display flex one, center, vbox, display flex, flex direction, column. Boom, there you go. We needed some CSS here. Look at this. And these stacks. Yeah, hey, boy. So happy. Okay, attachment view. What is it? Do we have an attachment view? No. Okay, let's put it here. Attachment sizer. Yeah, okay. Attachment view. Attachment. Oh, no, that's an ID. That's an ID, right? We have the ID. Attachment view. Yes. Okay. This is a display flex and flex direction column. And then we have these toolbar button. Did we do something else? I think that's all that needed to be done in order to make that happen, right? Because we have the display flex. If we remove this, yes, this is silly. This doesn't need anything. We have the attachments container is already display flex one with the I'm looking at this, by the way. Sorry, there's not enough space here to show everything. But overflow, attachment container. Oh, messenger compose attachment list is already there, so we don't need to repeat it in the messenger compose, which is great. We can remove this extra class because we are calling the attachment list, which is phenomenal. And then let me give me the right again and give me this. This rich list box, we remove these, yes, background field, extra field, and here we can interact. We can open, we can rename, reorder, remove attachment. We still have all those extra things here. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay, let me check a bunch of questions here. Finally, someone is writing. Thank you. Then he says someone on the mailing list will let you know in details. Yeah, no. I know that. Someone will tell me that I'm doing everything wrong. Sizing of the box is wrong, but sincerely, if it's works okay-ish, I'll be happy to see the first draft landing in Nightly. No. We don't ship in Nightly too many broken things sometimes. Hello, Rizmo. Hi, Dast, D-A-S-T from UK. Hello. Hello, Dan. How's it going? Sorry if I do not talk too much. I'm at work right now, but hello from France. Oh, okay. Live streaming at work. That's amazing. Yeah. I'm work at too. I like the multi-column lists. Could be nice as a compact mode. Multi-column list. Oh, yeah. The other type of flex. I don't know. Yeah, sure. We'll see. It's just a simple CSS line, so we can change it, definitely. Hello, Parsa from Iran. Corbin, how do you get hacks? You share your credit card information. That's how you get hacks. I know nothing about coding. Bazooka, me neither. So I don't know why you're here watching me. What are you hacking? Geo's channel. What are you hacking? I'm hacking Thunderbird, the email client. Mozilla email client. Danny asked, you could change the flex direction on the attachment button to avoid the huge gray bar. Oh, yeah. I have to style this button. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not doing it right now because I was more interested in making this work. But this is a first good MVP, right? No, it's an MVP? No. Yes. Minimum valuable product. Yes, it's an MVP. This is good. We need to implement, of course, the list here or the names, but we have all those things already, so I'm going to continue working on that. We have here select all file, attach files. I think we used to have a double click to add an extra file in here. Yeah, attach file, so we need to have the double click here. And yeah, everything seems to work, and we can open it and collapse it, but we need to start better. So if I close this, actually, if I close all of these things and I compile again because I did some changes, should be good. Hamza said, I don't like having a full gray bar at the bottom only for one icon. That's gonna be way smaller. That's gonna be way smaller. That's just a temporary thing. So I will. This will improve. No worries. Hey, we just surpassed 100 concurrent viewers. Hey, 101. This is a massive achievement. What's happening? It's great. Okay, we need to remove these. So this has to be fully colored. Hey, we need to do a lot of styling here. If we don't have any attachment, yes, this is gonna be way smaller. This is gonna be collapsed, so not visible at all. And yeah, it's gonna be very minor, very small, and not visible. These we could have 0 attachments or something written here, but there's a lot of styling that we need to do. But of course, this will happen later. So yeah. There's a lot of CSS styling that needs to happen, but this is a good MVP. I think this is a good time to hit pause on this live stream. We streamed for almost an hour, received a bunch of emails, so it's good. Let me switch. That's it. Oh, so many viewers and so many spam messages. I guess this is the issue with fame. You get so many stupid people writing stupid messages on your chat, right? Okay, we're almost at the end of this live streaming. I've been streaming for almost an hour-ish now. My CPU is at 3% still, which is phenomenal. What's the temperature? 64 degrees. Pretty good. Pretty quiet. You don't hear the fan. I don't hear the fan. I'm impressed. Do you guys want to see some terminals? I don't know. I'm gonna. This is like I'm using P sensors here. Yeah, the CPU is at 66 degrees now. I had a max of 77 while I was compiling, but this like at the beginning of the day. This is good. This is not bad. And then let me see the clock speed here of the CPU. Oh, it's going up and down 4,000 megahertz, 4,055, 4,500. It's just nice. This is good. Yeah. A couple of questions. That Anoni G. Anon YG. Which editor are you using? Visual Studio Code. And which Linux distro is this? This is Pop! OS 2004. I used to be on Elementary OS. This is my NeoFetch, so you can check everything that I have here. But I needed Elementary OS hasn't released version 6 yet, which is based on Ubuntu 2004. I needed Ubuntu 2004 for the better compatibility with the 5000 series AMD Ryzen chips. And also I needed to install the Linux kernel 5.10 because in 5.10 landed the full support for AMD graphics card and AMD CPU. So I needed those. Otherwise, I wouldn't have all these things working properly. As you can see, I have a Ryzen 9 5950X and this is a 5700 XT. I don't know why it lists all the things. 32 gig of RAM. I'm using, Pop! OS with the Nexwaita theme and the Tela icons theme. That's it. This is my NeoFetch. Is there a Fender guitar behind you? Yes, it is. That's my... This is my Fender Stratocaster. What is it? Here. Beautiful. I don't play as much, as often as I used to. I have other 2 guitars right there. Another one in back because I used to be a guitar player. And I don't do that anymore because I have to work and I have to code and I don't have fun anymore. So, yeah. I think that's... Thanks for butchering my name. I like that shout out. That Anoni G. Like, how do you say? Anoni G. Anoni Jai. Okay. Well, I think that was good. We had a lot of viewers. We still have a lot of viewers, which is baffling. Still mind-blowing to me. But yeah. Danny says Gibson for the win. Yeah, I used to have a Gibson, but I like Ibanez and Fender Stratocaster as well. Okay. If you want to see the progress on these attachment Pane implementation, be sure to subscribe, leave a like, check the bell notification because next Thursday I'm going to do another live streaming and we're going to continue the work on this. We're going to see the progress that I did. I'm going to show you everything and probably we're going to do some tests because I wanted to show you the test suite, like the implementation. How do we run tests and how do we see what things are broken? How do we fix it? And so on. So that Anoniji, yeah. Okay. Thank you for the partial spelling. So I'm done, so it's okay. But thank you so much, guys, for participating. Thank you, Danny, for your help in moderating. I'm sorry for the spam messaging on the messages and all the silly people that don't have a life, so they have to spam. But thank you so much, MG, for the donation. This is mind-blowing. And yeah, other than that, guys, stay safe, stay inside, happy coding, enjoy, and I'll talk to you in the next video, which I should release a new video in a couple of days. I have a couple of new tutorials and also a new tour studio to show you how I updated my tour. I have a new monitor, a new computer, and all these new things. So it's going to be interesting, hopefully. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and until the next lesson, until the next video, Happy coding. Bye.